people think of documentaries being some other creature, but it obeys the same rules as all filmmaking, which is you have to have a great story or a great character or ideally both. But essentially that's what it comes down to. It's a completely different process though, because when you are making a Hollywood movie, you write a script and then you shoot a movie. When you make a documentary, you shoot a movie and then you write a script. And I know just from having worked with you on this and with other agencies, this makes agencies very uncomfortable when you enter this realm. There's something that happens when you let the story speak for itself that's unscripted, that is the magic that is documentary.
When, Clorox calls, and Gary and I call you up and go, hey, Clorox really wants to make something that makes them feel like they're part of the family. Would you like to do a documentary on bleach? Like, how do you get excited about that? Or do you?
I think you can get excited about anything. I mean, I'm one of those believers that if you, every day when I open the paper, and I've kind of done this as an exercise with people, and I've taught classes on this too, I'll go through the paper and we'll talk about how to make a documentary out of every story on the front page of the New York Times. I'm really a believer that, everybody has a story. There are stories everywhere. It's just figuring out the angle into them. I think the thing that lets people make interesting films over and over is understanding how to put a film together, but also a big part of it, which people don't talk that much about, is the rapport with the subject. And I think that's a huge part of it. Most documentaries are not verite documentaries, the kind of Frederick Weissman style, fly on the wall, just hanging back and letting stuff happen. You're dealing with your subjects, you're trying to get them to open up, you're building trust, and you're interviewing them, and these relationships can take years and years and years to develop. We came on to the Microsoft HoloLens project about 9 months ago, and it was 3 months before announce. Nobody within the company really knew about it. It was top secret within Microsoft. And we signed on to the project not even really knowing what it was. Yeah. We had a taste, but the first moment we sat down with Alex Kipman, who's really the inventor of HoloLens, and he was so smart and brilliant, charming, philosophical, talking about art history, talking about philosophy. At the end of that 1 hour meeting, I said, I could make a whole film about this guy.
I remember I said, he walked out of the room and I said, that was like talking to Steve Jobs.
I mean, the first thing that struck me, the first day when we went back to start production, the first thing we did was just sit down with people and we did audio interviews. They were incredibly smart, they were incredibly articulate, and they were incredibly passionate. They believed in this like Alex was Jesus, and they were apostles. And just that passion, to me, was completely transfixing. As a filmmaker, you look for passionate subjects, and in addition to being brilliant and articulate and everything else. So right there, I knew there was all the dough we needed to make something really interesting.